Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to do a camera review of the Honor 10. So Honor 10 is the latest flagship device from Honor in India, and this packs a really great camera hardware. And this device also comes with the powerful Kirin 970 octa-core chipset, which is an AI enabled chipset, and this is coupled with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. So now talking about the camera aspect, the camera hardware of the Honor 10. So it comes up with a dual camera setup on the rear panel. It has a primary 16 megapixel camera which has f-stop 1.8 aperture, and the secondary camera is a 24 megapixel shooter which is again f-stop 1.8 and is a monochrome sensor, so you can also take black and white shots. The selfie camera on this device is again a 24 megapixel shooter which we have seen on the Huawei P20 Pro and the P20 Lite. So that's the camera hardware on the Honor 10. So now let's go straight into the camera interface to show you what all it offers. So opening up the camera interface, you can see that it's quite a similar UI what we've seen on the P20 Pro, and you can see there is the general photo mode, then video mode. We can go to the settings, and if you go to settings, you can see the video recording is supported at 4K resolution, then Full HD at 18:9 aspect ratio resolution, that's Full HD plus resolution, then Full HD at 60 FPS is included, and Full HD at 30 FPS is also included. That's quite good from Honor. Now coming back, you can see there are lots of additional modes. There is also monochrome sensor, then AR lens is basically adds stickers and backgrounds and other effects to your photos, so that's additional options included. Then you also get the monochrome mode here. Then going to the portrait mode, we have this bokeh mode. There is also option for beauty, and there is also wide aperture mode where you can change the aperture value from f-stop 0.95 to f-stop 16. So f-stop 4 is kind of quite good for bokeh shots. So these are the modes available, and this does come with quite a good interface overall. Then there is also AI mode. So when you turn those mode, AI photography mode is enabled. So what AI mode does is it basically finds out what is in the picture and adjusts the image quality based on that. For example, if you're taking landscape photos, it automatically detects it's a landscape. If you're taking images of person, it automatically detects that it has to switch to portrait mode. Similarly, if you're taking images of flowers, it can identify that, so it can do a lot of object tracking, and based on that it can change the image quality. Now what we did was we enabled the AI mode and also disabled the AI mode. So what the AI mode does, that it makes the images a bit more vivid and looks really punchy, and apart from that identifying the objects and takes photos based on that. So that's the AI mode. Now let's go straight into the camera samples we have taken with this device. So first step, let's have a look at the daylight captures taken with the Honor 10. So daylight captures, you can see a really good amount of detailing. The dynamic range also looks really good, and the color reproduction is also pretty good. So as I said before, when you switch on the AI mode, the colors are a bit more punchy and vivid, and at times you could see that the AI mode is a bit aggressive in terms of the color reproduction, and it makes the images a bit oversaturated at times, but in that cases you can actually turn off the AI mode. So that's how it works. So that's the daylight captures. Overall it looks really good detailing, good sharpness levels, and overall good color quality as well. So now looking at the close-up images, so here we could see that again good details offered, the colors are pretty much spot on, and overall clarity of the images also looks good. Now we also tried out the wide aperture mode with close-up images, and the wide aperture mode was a lot refined than what we saw on the Honor View 10. Which was a device which was released a few months back. So Honor View 10, if you compare with Honor 10, there is a lot of improvement in terms of the wide aperture mode, and the edge detection was also pretty much spot on. Now looking at the portrait samples, this is one area we feel the Honor 10 has improved a lot, because a lot of Honor devices we felt that the portrait mode was a bit over aggressive in terms of the edge detection, but here we could see that it was quite good overall, and the AI enabled mode detects portrait mode based on whom you're shooting, and it did a really good job here. Next step, let's have a look at the low light captures. With f-stop 1.8 aperture camera, the low light performance looks pretty good, and you can see that some of the captures we are taken in extreme low light conditions, and the details are pretty much spot on. And you can also see that there isn't much of noise here. Noise has been contained, and that's one really good thing what we noticed with the Honor 10. So low light photography is definitely good on this device. Now next up, let's have a look at the video recording taken with this device. So this device, as I said before, can take a 4K resolution and also 1080p resolution, and this is a 1080p sample taken at 30 fps, and again we could see that there is no optical image stabilization included. That's one of the disappointing aspects. Nor there is any electronic image stabilization, and as a result of the images, the video looks a bit shaky, and you need to hold the device properly for taking videos because of the lack of EIS or OIS. Now one thing to note is the 4K resolution video was pretty good, and the details are really good, but again unfortunately there is no EIS support available. So video recording quality wise it's good, but the lack of EIS or OIS is definitely a downside. Now finally, the selfie experience. So this device comes with a 24 megapixel selfie camera, and you could see that the selfies are pretty good, good details, and overall sharpness levels and details are pretty good, and the color quality of the selfies also looks pretty good. And you also get this portrait mode in the selfies. One thing to note that was portrait mode still needs a bit more refinement, because you could see that the edges was not really accurate, and here and there the edges looks blurred, especially when you're shooting selfies in a bit complex conditions. So selfie performance is definitely good with the 24 megapixel shooter, but the portrait modes needs a bit more refinement. So this is the front facing camera sample taken using the Honor 10, which has a 24 megapixel selfie camera, and this can shoot videos in 1080p resolution, and there is also support for 1080p resolution in 18:9 aspect ratio, very similar to the display size. Now this is the 1080p sample we have taken using the Honor 10, and you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is, and also the audio output from the video. Now the phone also supports slow motion recording at full HD resolution at 120 fps. So that's again a good aspect of this device. So now summing up, how good is the Honor 10 in this price segment as a camera smartphone? So the Honor 10 is a really good camera smartphone in this price segment with AI enabled features. It does a really good job with image quality, and if you're looking for a flagship smartphone in the affordable category with great camera performance, the Honor 10 definitely will suit your needs. So that's all guys with the detailed review of the camera on the Honor 10. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the red subscribe button for more videos. This is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching, and if you plan to buy this device, we have the link in the description of this video. Have a great day.